Здравствуйте! Welcome to the Russian language classroom. So, before moving on to the topics which we are going to learn today, let us have a quick recap. In the last lesson, we had done how nouns decline in the prepositional case. So, let us revise them once again. I have written some of the nouns in the nominative case and I have written their prepositional equivalents. I mean, how do they change in the prepositional case? Gorat, Gorat is city, and the prepositional case form of Gorat is Goraje. So, we are adding ye at the end. Chitraj, Chitraj ends with a soft sign and it is a feminine gender noun. So, how do we change the form of Chitraj in the prepositional case? It becomes Chitraji. So, soft sign is being replaced with E, Chitraji. Next we have is Zadaniye. Zadaniye is exercise. Zadaniye has E and ye ending, which is a neuter gender ending. So, how do we change a neuter gender with EA ending in the prepositional case? It becomes Zdani, Zadani. So, EA is replaced with E and E, double E. The next noun we have is Kuchnia. Kuchnia has ya ending, which is a soft vowel. So, soft vowel ya ending nouns are feminine gender nouns. So, what happens when we have a noun with ya ending? Ya is replaced with ye. Kuchnia, Kuchnie. And the last word or the feminine gender noun with ia ending is auditoria, auditoria. So, here the ending is e and ya. So, what happens when we have a noun, feminine gender noun with ia ending? In prepositional case, it becomes auditori. So, basically ia is replaced with e and e, like Zadani, auditori, Gorat, Goraje, Chitraj, Chitraji, Zadaniye, Zadani, Kuchnia, Kuchne, auditoria, auditori. In this lesson, we will continue with the previous topic, which was prepositional case. As I have already told you that prepositional case of nouns are used after certain prepositions. So, we are basically doing two prepositions now, va and na. Va and na, both these prepositions mean in, on or at. So, there are certain cases where we use only va and there are certain cases where we use only na. So, let us find out where do we use va. Preposition va is used after places, buildings, cities, towns or countries. So, basically if you want to denote a noun in the prepositional case, it has to be either name of the places, buildings, cities, towns or countries. For example, Universitete, Universitete at a university or in the university. Vauditori, in the auditorium or in the hall. Vauditori. Goraje, Goraje. Goraje is Gorat, as you know, Gorat is city, in the city. Moskve, Moskve, Moskve in Moscow. So, Moscow in Russian we call it Moskva. Moskva in the prepositional case will be Moskve, Moskve. Vrasi, Vrasi. Again, this is a name of the country, Russia. Russia in Russian is called Russia, and in the prepositional case it will be Rasi, Vrasi. Universitete, Vauditori, Goraje, Moskve, Vrasi. We have already seen with which nouns we use preposition va. Now, let us find out with which nouns we use preposition na. Na also means on or at, and there are certain nouns with which we cannot use were. So, only na is exclusively used. For example, these are the nouns which are used only with combination of na in the prepositional case. So, here we cannot use were, and these nouns you have to memorize, because there is no other way to use them correctly in a sentence. For example, na zavod. Zavod you already know, zavod is factory, at a factory. Na dache, dacha is summer house, na dache at a summer house. Na stagione, stagion stadium, at a stadium. Na kuchnie, kuchnia I have already discussed, kuchnia is kitchen, so inside the kitchen or at a kitchen. Na kafidre, kafidre is department, na kafidre. Na fakultiete, fakultiete, fakultiet is faculty or again department, na fakultiete. Na ulitse, ulitse is street, so on a street. So, with these are some of the nouns which are used only in combination with na, preposition na. Na is also used with names of events, activities, islands and directions. Names of events, activities, islands and directions. For example, na lekci, lekcia is lecture, na lekci at a lecture. Na baljete, baljet is ballet, so at ballet. Na sabrani, sabrani is meeting, so at a meeting or in a meeting. Na urroke, urrok lesson, at a lesson. Na concerte, concert concert, so at a concert. Na ostrave, ostrava is island, so on an island. And I have written here, so with directions also we use the preposition na. And how do we say directions in Russian? That we are yet to do. So, let me tell you how do we say the directions in Russian. This is which direction? North. So, north in Russian is sever. This is south. South in Russian is yug. Sever, yug. This is east. In Russian we call it Vostok, and this is west. So, west in Russian is called Zapad. So, let us repeat them once again. Sever is north, yug is south, Vostok is east and Zapad is west. So, how will you use these directions in the prepositional case? Na severe, na zapade, na vostoke, na yuge. So, let me repeat them once again. Na zavode, na dache, na stagione, na kuchne, na kafedre, na fakultiete, na ulice, na lekci, na baljete, na sabrani, na uroke, na koncerte, na ostrave, na severe, na juge, na vostoke and na zapade. So, these are some of the cases where we use the preposition na. In the previous lesson, we had discussed about the declension of nouns in the prepositional case. In addition to some nouns, there are some nouns which decline in the prepositional case by adding u at the end. So, let us see how many of them changes as per this pattern. So, when we add u which is stressed at the end of these nouns in the prepositional case. The first one among those nouns is shkaf. Shkaf is cupboard or almirah. So, when we use shkaf in the prepositional case, it becomes shkafu, shkafu. Ugal, the second noun I have written here is ugal. Ugal is corner. When ugal is used in the prepositional case, it becomes uglu. So, if we use preposition va before uglu, it becomes vuglu, at the corner. Port, port is port. Partu, partu, at the port. Airport, airport, you already know this word, airport. Airport, airport also becomes aeroportu. So, at the airport, how will you say in Russian? Veroportu, veroportu. Next is les. Les is forest. Les also becomes lisu, in the forest. Goat, goat is ear. Goat also becomes gadu. We are adding u, stressed u at the end. So, it becomes gadu. Most, most is bridge. So, on the bridge or at a bridge, how will you say that? Mastu or na mastu. Na can be used with most, on the bridge. Na mastu. Berek, berek is bank or seashore. So, how will you say berek in the prepositional case? Birigu, birigu, na birigu, on the bank. Then the last noun I have written here is pole. Pole is floor, not the first floor, second floor, it is a floor or the surface. It also becomes palu in the prepositional case, na palu, on the floor. So, let us repeat them once again. Shkaf, shkafu, ugal, uglu, port, partu, airport, aeroportu, les, lisu, goat, gadu, most, mastu, berek, birigu, pole, palu. And these nouns you will have to memorize, because this is very important to memorize all of them, otherwise you will use them incorrectly. The next topic we are going to learn today is the ordinal numbers. For today's class, I have written down the ordinal numbers from 1st to 10th. So, how do you understand the ordinal numbers? Like we say in English, 1 is a cardinal number and 1st is the ordinal number, where we say the order. So, ordinal numbers denotes the order of a noun. So, let us find out how do we say the ordinal numbers in Russian. I have written the cardinal number first and then its ordinal counterpart. 1 is один and the ordinal number of 1 is первый. Один, первый. Первый is first. Два, which is 2, has its ordinal counterpart is второй. Второй is second. 3, 3. Третий, третий is third. 4, четвертый, fourth. 5, 5, пятый, fifth. 6, which is 6, шестой, sixth. 7, 7, седьмой, seventh. 8, 8, восьмой, eighth. 9, which is 9, девятый, ninth. 10, 10, десятый, 10th. So, let us repeat them once again. So, I will only read out the ordinal numbers now. Первый, first, второй, second, третий, third, четвертый, fourth, пятый, fifth, шестой, sixth, седьмой, seventh, восьмой, eighth, Jivyati 9th and Jisyati which is 10th. In this part of the lesson, we will discuss a very important interrogative word kagda, which means when, and we will try to answer the questions made of this interrogative pronoun kagda. I have written some questions from this interrogative word and I have written the answers as well. Let us start with the first interrogative sentence that we have. Когда вы завтракаете? Когда вы завтракаете? Завтракать is a verb which means to have breakfast. When do you have your breakfast? Когда вы завтракаете? Утром. And the answer is утром. This is a short answer. You can also say Я завтракаю утром. Я завтракаю утром. Let's move on to our second interrogative sentence which is Когда вы обедаете? Когда вы обедаете? When do you have your lunch? Обедать is to have lunch. When do you have your lunch? Днем. Я обедаю днем. Or just say днем. What is утром? In the morning. Obviously, you have your breakfast in the morning only and you have your lunch during the daytime or in the afternoon. Let us move on to our third interrogative question which is Когда вы ужинаете? Ужинать is to have dinner. When do you have your dinner? Когда вы ужинаете? Я ужинаю вечером or just say вечером. Вечером is in the evening. So, I have my dinner in the evening. Next is Когда вы отдыхаете? Отдыхать to take rest. When do you take rest? Когда вы отдыхаете? Я отдыхаю ночью. Ночью is in the night. So, I take rest in the night. So, we have 4 adverbs of time. From uttara which is morning, we have utram in the morning. Jain which is day, we have dnyom during the daytime or in the afternoon. From vecher which is evening, we have vecheram. Vecheram is in the evening. And with noch, we have nochu in the night. Next question is Когда у вас есть урок? Когда у вас есть урок? Урок is lesson. When do you have lesson? У меня урок завтра. У меня урок завтра. Завтра is tomorrow. У меня урок, I have my lesson tomorrow. Завтра. Let's move on to the last interrogative question we have, interrogative sentence. Когда у вас есть meeting? Когда у вас есть meeting? Meeting is meeting only. So, when do you have your meeting? У меня есть meeting сегодня. У меня есть meeting сегодня. Сегодня is today. So, we have завтра which is tomorrow. We have сегодня which is today. What about yesterday? For yesterday we use вчера. Вчера is yesterday, сегодня is today and завтра is tomorrow. Вчера, сегодня, завтра. Let's repeat them once again. Когда вы завтракаете? Утром. Когда вы обедаете? Днем. Когда вы ужинаете? Вечером. Когда вы отдыхаете? Ночью. Когда у вас есть урок? Завтра. Когда у вас есть meeting? Сегодня. And I have told you how do we say yesterday in Russian? Вчера. Now I will read out a text. please listen to the text carefully and try to repeat it. The text will be there on the screen. Please listen to it carefully. The text is called Я, это я. This is me. Меня зовут Сергей Иванович Катаев. Меня зовут Sergei Ivanovich Kataev. Sergei Ivanovich Kataev is a Russian name. My name is Sergei Ivanovich Kataev. Я студент. I'm a student. Утром я завтракаю дома. Утром я завтракаю дома. So in the morning I have my breakfast at home. Утром я завтракаю дома. Потом у меня занятия в университете. Потом у меня занятия в университете. Потом is afterwards. Afterwards I have my classes at the university. Днем я обедаю в буфете. Днем я обедаю в буфете. So in the afternoon I have my lunch at a cafeteria. Buffet is cafeteria. Наш буфет маленький, но хороший. Наш буфет маленький, но хороший. Our canteen is, or our cafeteria is small, but very good. Наш буфет маленький, но хороший. Потом я повторяю уроки и учу новые слова. Потом я повторяю уроки и учу новые слова. And then I repeat the lesson and I learn the new words. Потом я повторяю уроки и учу новые слова. Вечером я гуляю в парке. Вечером я гуляю в парке. In the evening I take a walk in a park. Or in the evening I take a walk in the park. Там мои друзья тоже играют. Там мои друзья тоже играют. Тоже is also. Там, there my friends also play. So my friends also play in the park. Обычно я ужинаю дома. Обычно я ужинаю дома и иногда в ресторане. Обычно is usually. Usually I have my dinner at home and sometimes at a restaurant. Обычно я ужинаю дома, а иногда в ресторане. Моя мама очень хорошо готовит. Моя мама очень хорошо готовит. Готовит is to cook. So my mother cooks very well. So I'll read out the text once again without the meanings. Please listen to the text carefully and repeat it. Меня зовут Сергей Иванович Катаев. Я студент. Утром я завтракаю дома. Потом у меня занятия в университете. Днем я обедаю в буфете. Наш буфет маленький, но хороший. Наш буфет маленький, но хороший. Потом я повторяю уроки и учу новые слова. Потом я повторяю уроки и учу новые слова. Вечером я гуляю в парке. Вечером я гуляю в парке. Там мои друзья тоже играют. Там мои друзья тоже играют. Обычно я ужинаю дома, а иногда в ресторане. Обычно я ужинаю дома, а иногда в ресторане. Моя мама очень хорошо готовит. Моя мама очень хорошо готовит. So this is all we have for the lesson today. So what all we have learned today? We have learned the use of prepositions were and na. We have also learned some nouns with irregular ending in the prepositional case. And apart from that, we have also learned the ordinal numbers from 1 to 10. So we'll see you in the next class. Till then, до свидания. Спасибо.